Final match of the night, Cowbell versus Option 12. Really close game there in the first one. A lot of exciting moments. How do you think that Cowbell can improve there and maybe secure the game this time?
They had a lot of good map play in the early game. I'd just like to see a little bit more of that transition farther into the game. It looked like they were starting to get a couple skirmishy fights that just weren't quite in their favor and some really good turnarounds by Option 12. So I'd just like to see a little bit better, cleaner team fighting and a little bit better map control.
Yeah, both definitely good things that they should try to focus on. Um, and hopefully they do because they had a lot of really good play there. On the other side, I would like to see, like I said throughout the game, Prowler take less crazy risks. Um, he did a really good job toward the end of the game, but in the beginning, just a couple of really stupid deaths that I think did give Cowbell the ability to stay in it as long as they did.
Yeah, I really didn't agree with how greedy he was playing at the start of the game, just staying in lane for so very long at about 200 HP.
hmm Yeah, especially in the beginning, but throughout the games he was sticking around for much longer than I would think was sane. Though sometimes it did work out for him. And really good aggression coming out of Truffle as well. Definitely was able to come in and help save people. I mean, there were 3 or 4 times where he had no health and just kept jumping back in to apply his CC and get out.
Yeah, he did a really good job. There were a couple questionable engages that he had a little too far ahead of the team, but overall, did a lot of good engages and just disengage for his team.
Indeed. All right, so it looks like we're just waiting for the game to get going. Both teams have signaled that they're ready. We will confirm to them that the casters are ready. And here we go. All right, final game of the night. Option 12 versus Cowbell. Once again, I am Kenos, and I am joined by guest caster Arcade Soda.
Glad to be here.
All right, so taking
With
Anivia out right away.
Your commands tire me!
No surprise.
no one likes the ice burb, it's sad.
Everyone likes the ice bar, that's why it keeps getting banned.
Which means nobody likes it.
Or no one likes losing to it. Alright, so we get the
Uh,
Malzahar ban.
But all my life
Actually
I've
gonna,
only
I'm
brightened your day.
actually gonna make a note here to ask if the Malz bans were against Gotta Get Lucky or something else.
Primedon also does play Malzahar. He played it in week 1 as well against my team, White Wolf.
Ah, well, there you go. So you answered my question. I won't ask it then. Fine. I'll have to get new questions.
But they both do play the Malzahar, so that is a little bit extra value ban.
And taking the Gnar out as well. Still interested to see if Gotta Get Lucky is going to use Kennen, because once again, Kennen gets through the first round ban.
And they don't let the Yorick through a second time.
Not surprising. They shouldn't have let it through the first time. But that means Prowler's just going to end up getting Urgot instead.
Unless we get the sneaky steal here.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Gotta Get Lucky, I don't know. Maybe he's been playing Urgot. Who's to say? Yeah, we'll have to see. Zach, of course, Truffle did really well with him last game. Keep the train rolling.
Another fun thing about the Lux ban, Primedon also does play Lux pretty well, so kind of shooting themselves in the foot to prevent Ace from getting his hands on it.
I would have been really interested to see what would have happened if they let Lux through. Option 12 is not the type of team that will first pick anything for Ace that isn't Anivia. So, I mean, if they were that concerned about it, they could have taken Lux themselves. Kane finally coming up for the second split here. First time we've seen him in there after being very popular in split 1.
And Kane is still pretty strong. He has fallen off a little bit more than the previous season with some of the changes to items and whatnot,
Hmm.
and a shift more towards tank meta. But he is still a very strong pick and can really wreak havoc on all the carries of option 12 in this game.
Alright. Looks like we're seeing a Janna support. That's interesting. So a little bit of a squishier bot lane this time, though option 12 did have Sona last time, so they're used to the squishiness. And there's the Urgot.
Not gonna let that sit too long, otherwise that's gonna get banned out in the second phase.
Indeed. They should start making jokes about Prowler only playing 2 champs, now that Ace has like 6 champs he plays. Oh, that Prowler, only playing Yorick and Urgot.
He does play a pretty good Cho'Gath as well. Saw that quite a few times last split.
After everyone banned out Yorick and Urgot. Alright, and Ziggs again for Cowbell. Ziggs did do very well, a lot of good ults in that last game, good lane control, so not surprised to see him again.
And Ziggs is just so good because he does offer a lot of safe wave clear, and he can do a lot of AoE damage, especially in those team fights. We saw a lot of damage coming down from those ultimates. Towards the end of the game there, he almost got that double kill where he left 2 people at less than 0 HP, but somehow they walked away.
Alright, so Fizz or Rise ban, I'm guessing here for Cowbell. Because you're not playing against option 12 unless you've banned 4.
I'd like to see another Twitch ban.
4 mid lane. Oh yeah, Twitch is still available also. Ooh, they weren't thinking about that. Okay. So we'll see if Shaden grabs Twitch.
Everybody just decides to ban out Ace and they still lose. So.
Not for lack of trying though. I mean, gotta give it to Cowbell. They really gave it through all that last game.
Yeah, it was a pretty close game for most of it, and then option 12 just managed to get a little bit of an advantage and slowly work their way towards the victory.
Yeah, like we were pointing out in the in the pregame, one of the other things that Cowbell really didn't do is they didn't take advantage of the leads when they had it. Like they stole that Baron and did nothing with it, that kind of thing. So hopefully if they do get another swing advantage like that, they take the momentum and they do something with it.
What are the odds this is a Scion support?
Pretty low I'd say, but we'll have to see. Nice to actually see Scion considering he's been banned out for most of the other games.
Scion is very strong in the meta right now, so he hasn't been as strong of a support in the past few patches, but he's definitely one of the top tier top laners this patch.
Sivir coming out of Shaden here. Interesting. Not feeling the Twitch, I guess.
They're going for a real close mid-range team fight, it looks like, because Sivir not nearly as much range as the Caitlyn, so gotta get up in their face, and the Rise locked in for Ace.
Yeah, Rise is the definition of the get up in your face mage, so
Enhanced by the Sivir ultimate, they're gonna run him down.
yeah. I'm really interested to see what kind of plays Option 12 can make with Rise's teleport, Sivir's ultimate, and Zack's jumps.
Tom Kench locked in here for Mr. Pig, gonna provide a significant amount of defensive capabilities.
Yeah, a lot of durability coming out of both of these teams. I mean, depending how you build Rise, of course, but Urgot is just naturally durable. Zack is, of course, incredibly durable. Kayn could go red and also be an off tank. So, interesting to see how this front line is going to work out for both teams. Definitely a much squishier lane for option 12 in the bot lane compared to Tom Kench and Caitlyn.
Oh, absolutely. Janna does offer a lot of good protection and disengage to help keep that Sivir safe and kind of neutralize any aggression in the lane, though, so that should help them get through laning phase pretty safely.
Something that maybe I'm missing it, but I'm not seeing much in the way of too much hard CC coming out of option 12. I mean, Zack, of course, is disruptive, and Urgot does have his slam, but
You've got the Rise Rune Prison and the Janna knockup.
I never
but
really count Rise's Rune Prison because it's more like it's a root. It's not really a stun. But Janna's
Right.
knockup for sure, yeah. But that's of course a little bit harder It's one of those. It's one of those. It's either really quick or it's something that is probably going to get dodged.
It could be useful in helping disengage the cane, who's going to
Hmm.
be diving in all the time.
Yeah,
So we'll see how it works out. But overall, pretty good team fight comps coming from both teams, actually.
yeah. I'm actually really interested to see how well option 12 works with that cane because, like you said, Kane's gonna be diving in a lot, and while they don't have much in the way of stuns or anything of that nature, they do have a lot of ways to stop people from charging in on them. Like you said, they have the prison, they have the twister, they have Urgot grabbing the cane and throwing him over his shoulder to keep him away from Rise. Or
They even have the monsoon from Janna if absolutely necessary.
right. So I think this is a really good anti Kane. Can even push the Scion away once the Scion ults in. So that'll be interesting to see how it works out for them. Um, Be interesting to see how well Rise does against the Ziggs, though, since Ziggs can poke him for quite a lot with his bombs.
Aside from Scion, they don't really have a lot of engage on the side of Cowbell because Kane doesn't usually engage fights on his own, and Kench usually plays a little bit more in the mid line to kind of help protect the carries throughout the team fights.
Yeah, that'll be really interesting to see as well. I'm wondering what will happen if we see Kane and Zac run into each other in the jungle. And I'm expecting that to happen at least once, considering how aggressive Truffle seems to be playing Zac today.
Kane does have a pretty good advantage in the early fights, especially since Zach is just so weak in his early clear. His first clear, he's usually pretty low HP or just really slow.
Hmm.
So I'd like to see Kane take advantage of that and maybe get an early kill or at least an early passive proc and try to snowball from there because that might just be what Cowbell needs to make this game as easily winnable as possible. Either way, it's going to be a pretty interesting game.
Yeah, it should be, and hopefully one as close as the one we had last time. But here we go, last match of the night. Let's see if Cowbell can close it out and make it 1-1, or if Option 12 continues their dominance in another 2-0 and secures its spot in first place, or tied for first place. I'm sure White Wolf is watching very interestedly to see if they become a solo lead in the first place there. Checking out skins. Pretty sure I have to give it to Cowbell just because of Mecha Scion. It's in my
I
cup.
would have to agree with that. It's I do really like the Neopax Sivir skin though, and
Mm.
I'm really glad that they added brought that skin back essentially from having it locked out as just the pack skin
Hmm.
because I feel like it's just a really good skin overall.
And Battlecast Urgot and Starguard and Janna are also pretty good. Gonna be a giant robot fight in the top lane, so that's gonna be awesome.
The Urgot rework really did do him justice on all of his skins. They look so nice now.
Hmm. For sure. We'll just have to leave it up for historians whether or not the same can be said about Swain. Or, the other reworks. I think Shen's rework worked out okay for him. Made them look a little less like palette swaps.
But if option 12 does win here, it makes the first game next week all the more interesting.
Indeed. Yeah, we'll have to see how that works out as we are moving very aggressively this
Looks
time.
like we're going to have an invade from the side of option 12.
To Summoner's Rift.
All just making a beeline for that bush. And even going for the aggressive push, too. That probably was spotted? Yeah, Kane at the very least just saw Jaina.
Kane spotted the Janna, so they know something's up.
Yeah, a lot of pings. Here comes the Zac. Ooh, gets the
Flash
flash right away.
from the Caitlyn, but I'm okay with that flash because it keeps her safe.
I mean, that's a win right there. Take that and go home. That's what they're doing.
Looks like Science moving in to maybe contest this blue buff.
I'd be expecting a ward, but we'll see. Ace acting forward there. Looks as though Ziggs did see the Urgot. Urgot picked his spell first, taking the lock on. And Scion sees him as well. Scion has not taken a spell yet. Alright, so relatively chill walk back to lane. Scion goes, interestingly, with his Q first. That's going to make his level 1 very awkward. Surprised by that. But we'll see.
Yeah, it does make his level 1 a little awkward, but he's only going to have to deal with it for about 2 minion waves, so it's not going to be the end of the world.
Meanwhile, Ace taking a lot of damage already off this Ziggs. Bot lane, Sivir's getting poked, but poking right back. Both
And that's just one of the annoying things about the Ziggs early game especially, is he can just poke you from across the lane. And it looks like Ryze is moving up to try to get some deep vision on this Kayn, try to be a little proactive about Kayn's possible flexibility in his ganks.
Yep, already
Two
calling
very, two very sneaky junglers here with their gank pathings.
getting a lot of damage off on this Tom Kench. Doesn't quite manage to pick him off though, and Ignite is burned on the way.
Just manages to walk it out, doesn't have to burn flash or exhaust, so good on him in not being a little too jumpy on anything. Minions trolling Brandana, misses a melee minion there.
Yeah, unfortunate for him there. Scion is 3 now, so he's over his uncomfortable hump, and now looks like any other Scion would at level 3. Ace out of mana, probably gonna go home. Janna at about half health, taking some damage but healing up from it.
And Ace does get his tears, so pretty big buy for Ryze there.
Ziggs indicating that Ryze is missing. Definitely a good idea to keep an eye out for Ace, especially because he runs teleport. Who knows where he's going to pop up, though all the lanes are pushed pretty hard right now. Except for
And he does have Spellbook, so he does have that lower cooldown on teleport and does have the flexibility to potentially change his summoner spells. Meanwhile, some pretty decent trades going on in the top lane, and not a whole lot coming out of it as far as kill pressure goes, and Prowler is just backing off because he is out of mana.
Yeah, that Scion is really built to maintain a mana advantage for a long time, thanks to not only his ring, but also his runes. Looks like Zach's going to see Kayn here. Down a level, going in anyway. Interesting choice, but Ryze is here. Teleport coming in to help contest this. Yep, Kayn just wall walks. Alright, so Prowler's back, just with boots.
Manages to get the Scuttle Crab and get out without any real consequences. Nothing really expended by either team for that either, so...
Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm interested to see when some kills are going to start coming out of the bot lane. Sivir is really poking hard here, but takes a lot of damage for trouble. Both ADCs should be going back soon, I believe. Yeah, well, close. Looks like Caitlyn's going back a little early. Let's see what she picks up. Oh, goes for pickaxe. Just decided to play a little safe. Meanwhile, Shaden's sticking around. Needs a... Nope. Probably going to head back soon. Just hit enough for a BF sword.
Pickaxe is always one of those feels bad buys because it makes last hitting so awkward because it's like it's more damage but it's not enough damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. That's always rough. Yeah, we'll see what see what comes of it there. Yeah, Sivir. Ooh, Sivir wisely
We're
throws up a
already back
mage.
the second time. So really taking a beating in that top lane.
Yeah, Sion's doing really well with his aggression, especially like I said, because he's got that good mana regen coming out of his kit. Always, always nice to see a game plan coming together like that.
Certainly getting him some significant advantages in lane as well, because now he's got TP advantage and he just doesn't have to worry about... He might not even have to TP back to lane because the wave's not gonna crash too soon.
Yeah, I mean, he could even ult back to lane. Choo-choo all the way there. Ace enjoying his deep ward, same one that he placed earlier, more or less. Doesn't have
I'd
the
like
best
to
vision.
see
But
him TP and make an ult play somewhere on the map. He's just gonna TP back top.
interesting how he walked a little bit first. Alright, Kane going for the next crab. Rise is going to see this. Kane is probably going to get 6 off this crab. A lot of good damage coming out of the Rise, though. Rise does steal the crab.
Thrown away by Ace.
Good job by Kane getting out of there, though. I believe he did it.
Flash coming out from Kane to kind of keep him away from the Zac.
Yeah, good job by Truffle being in a good position for that. Top lane's having another fight. This time it's Sion taking the beating as Prowler gets a whole combo off on him. Not, of course, the most damage in the world, though, because you're doing it against a tank.
Damage coming in onto the Ziggs. Ults, but does get flashed away by Ace, who manages to pick up the first blood. Kane coming in to try to clean something up, but just decides that maybe it's not worth it, the risk.
Sorry.
Huge chase coming from the bot lane here.
Yeah, sorry to miss that first blood, folks. I was following the chase in the bot lane. Because I thought that's where the first blood was coming from, and it almost did. Really good play from Mr. Pig saving Brandana from the last hit from Sivir.
Option 12 is going to pick up a lot of damage on this tower down here.
Probably not going to pick it off, though, since the minion wave's going to die. Tank's an unnecessary cannon shot there, but what can you do?
One more nice push and they'll have that tower down.
Looks like there's a request for a gank here coming out of Gotta Get Lucky.
TP coming in from Ace. He can follow up with an ult.
And he does. Ooh!
He gets juked by the train.
Well, you know how those trains are. They're so hard to see coming. But Ace is going to run into him anyway. Oh!
Goes over searching for him and just misses him.
That's unfortunate, though. He might have been collapsed on then by the Kayn, and you don't want that. Instead, the Kayn's going to collapse on Prowler, who has
out of mana.
no
so
mana.
Not a good time for him.
That's the end. Alright, so 1 kill apiece.
Good roam from the Kayn to get up there and try to get something out of that exchange.
Mr. Pig wanted to ult somewhere, but no one jumped on board, so he canceled. Hey guys, let's go on an adventure, but no one wants to come with you.
Okay, I guess we'll go later.
Another good little knock up there by the Janna, getting that chip damage off on the tank. Still would like to see more wards coming out of option 12. Both sides, in fact.
Some good damage coming from the Caitlyn, but also some good damage mitigation from the Janna. So.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Pig's been doing a really good job poking with Tom's ability to spit out those minions. So good on him playing a very active role in the fights.
It's definitely one of the better feelings in League, along with Sion's E. Just pushing minions, throwing them at your enemies. It's just such a satisfying thing.
I keep expecting a kill to come out of the bot lane, but both sides are doing a very good job of surviving. Sivir is pretty low, though. She's going to have to try to bait out a spell to get some mana.
Huge roam coming in towards the top lane from option 12.
God damn it, top and bot lane. Alright, so the teleport doesn't actually happen. But good
They
prison
faked
there.
out the fake out. And the ult comes through.
That's interesting flavor there, actually. The fact that Urgot's ult is basically chewing someone up in a meat grinder, and yet Scion survives for his passive.
Those darn trains, man. Just ruining the blades of his grinder. and-
Yeah, making some adamantium trains over there. Alright, so good job securing that kill up in the top lane. Probably getting a little bit of revenge for the death he suffered earlier. And now the hype train is heading back to top lane.
A little upset about that previous engagement, so just gonna try to farm up and fight again later.
And it's only a 2.5 minute cooldown. Hopefully he won't need it. He does have teleport. Now. Only just got it. Sivir all alone, but Caitlyn doesn't decide to pursue. Prowler teleporting back top lane. Both sides have a couple of items, but Prowler is much further along in terms of advanced items, I'd say. Despite
Kane
gold.
moving towards that bottom lane, but he is gonna get spotted out by wards. Nice ult from the Sivir just to disengage.
And good job with her mana shield. She has really, really done well being attentive with that. Kane coming to the rise now. Ace is pushed really far forward. This is not going to go well for him, I don't think. Quickly, let's hide behind this wall.
Just gonna walk it out, throw a little bit of damage as he runs out.
Good use of that teleport.
Parlor there just to help dissuade any aggression.
Honestly, that's the use of his teleport I like to see. I'm not a big fan of using it for team fight engagements. It generally doesn't go well. Alright,
The
first
tower finally does go down in favor of option 12 in the bot lane. But it looks like the Sivir might be caught out because of it.
Ooh. Manages to avoid the tongue thanks to a helpful minion. Prowler's in a lot of trouble, though, going up against Kayn and Scion. But fortunately, neither of them do a lot of damage currently. Kayn
They are
basically
going to do enough damage to take him down, but Ace is here to
do nothing.
run away.
Might
Hey
be able
guys,
to
I'm
pick
here
off the
to help
Scion.
him. Oh, ult coming in from Ziggs, just adding a little bit of damage, and Ace might have stayed a little too long.
Yeah, Ace should have taken the win when he had it. Was trying to blast cone there, but misclicked. Might still get away, though. 37 hit points!
Misses the Q and almost gets the kill.
Yeah, a lot of unfortunate misclicks there from Ace, but does manage to survive. Truffle should clean this up, I don't think... Yep, that's it. And Ace still gets the assist. See, if I was playing, I would have gotten that assist. Prowler's probably upset he didn't get the assist for it.
See, if I was playing, that would have been an execute. Somehow.
Yeah, somehow. Oh, Zach's splash is actually an NPC because he hit the water, and the water killed him.
Causing waves. Where's Nami?
Yeah, where's Nami? I think she got banned earlier and didn't come back.
Sure
Alright,
didn't.
so Prowler doing a reasonable job still in lane despite getting taken out a couple of times. A lot of collapsing going on in this Ziggs though. Truffle does not decide to go in for it.
No dragons being taken or contested at all this game.
Looks like that's about to change. Once again deciding to train top instead of teleport. Ooh. Here comes the Sivir onto the Ziggs. Ziggs manages to get out of there.
Pull
Looks,
the Kench into the team.
yeah, looks like Kench. Nope, Kench flashes too. A lot of damage being dealt there in that fight. Good attempt to heal, but then he gives up at the last
A
second.
lot of damage coming out of this Sivir.
Stopwatch is still OP, right, your congressman?
And Ashaway not feeling the same love last game for the Sivir. Manages to steal one of the kills before she goes down.
Yeah, alright, so that was a 4 for 1. Really good job there by option 12. managing to not only stay in it, but make something happen out of what looked like a really bad situation because of how much damage that Ziggs was putting out. And meanwhile, top lane's just going on like nothing happened.
Decide to push down the mid lane instead of trying to take the dragon after that fight. Managed to get it down to about half HP. Gonna get a little more damage before Cowbell shows up. Might actually take it down.
We'll see. I really like that play by option 12 there. No one was really durable enough to tank the dragon after that fight. So rather than risking getting executed by the dragon or something equally embarrassing, almost take down that mid turret. Pretty much guaranteed to take it down.
They leave it at a nice, healthy 115 HP.
Yeah. So I mean, Sivir could literally just run up to it and face tank 2 autos and be fine, but literally the next minion wave will get it. And of course that does mean that now Cowbell has a chance to snag it, but it looks like they're more concerned about just clearing wards and heading bot.
Yeah, they don't know where most of option 12 is right now, so good decision not to just go on the dragon and then get collapsed on.
Yeah, there's that lack of ward coverage impacting both teams. Let's see if Kayn decides to do something here or not.
Ace finishes off the tower in the mid lane.
Bot lane does try to move up on him, but he's already gone by the time Kench's ult is done. Kayn fighting Ziggs. Ziggs literally doesn't care. Not Ziggs.
Running up just to try to get in there. Took the long way around though, so they're not going to be there for the fight.
Good try by Prowler, but unfortunately put him on the cone. Prowler's going to get taken out here, probably. Yep.
Aerie almost snags it, but Sion wanted it more. And they're just going to take the Rift Herald off of this. Pretty good decision and good movements from Cowbell.
We'll
going in.
Yeah, we'll see. Truffle doesn't want them to do this, but Truffle's probably going to get taken off. Really good job shielding him. He didn't even, like, it wasn't even close to dying in that fight. And they chase him off. I would not have expected that. Ace isn't letting them get away.
Ace, but Shaden finishes him off. TP coming in from Ace, bringing the whole team there, and they do manage to pick up a couple more kills. That was huge.
Yeah, really good job.
Now Truffle keeping Rift Herald aggroed the whole time, so it didn't reset, so they just get a free Rift Herald as well as the fight win. Excellent plays from option 12 here.
Yeah, that was a really great job by them. Just I mean, too many good plays there to list. Keeping Truffle alive when most other times he would have died. Really good job there by Ashway. Ace realizing they could keep going despite how low health several of the champions were, and the teleport or the ult I should say, to keep that rolling even further.
And you do have to give credit to Cowbell for that, because they had really good map movements and decision making there. They just, option 12 played the fights just a little bit better.
For sure. Really unfortunate for Kayn there, getting caught out. Not sure why he decided to stay there for as long as he did. I would have run through the walls like all hell. Alright, but we're
TPing to the top lane to answer the split push while Rift Herald summoned in the bot lane. They should get this tower as the minions all die.
Yeah, we'll see. Sion's coming in behind them.
Excellent save by Mr. Pig.
See how this train does. Ooh, takes out Jaina right away. Could get Ace here too. Ooh, amazing save there by Truffle, keeping Ace alive. And trying to do
Somehow
a similar...
Sivir doesn't get it.
Yeah, trying to do a similar teleport play there, but instead just going to get his ADC into trouble. Fortunately, though, Tom Kench is really tanky. So they get
Bandana just barely
Zach.
Surviving.
I keep calling Zach Ziggs. I gotta stop that. Too many Z's. Alright, good pushing by Prowler still, keeping a lot of We'll see if it keeps going. Scion is just at the point where he doesn't care how much damage you deal. Tahm Kench probably gonna
Ace
get
here in
picked
the
off.
bot lane does an excellent TP flank and does pick up the kill on the support. Ziggs does make his way out though. Prowler's in some trouble up here against this Scion though. Out of mana, so he's probably gonna go down here.
Yeah, I mean at this point his strafing wasn't quite working for him. Maybe just running would have been a little bit better. Not that he would have survived either way, but theoretically it could have had him move a little bit further. But you know, Scion just doing a really good job. Gotta get lucky, managing to do pretty well with the tankier top laners this game or this split.
So we've got a 4K gold lead in favor of option 12. What does Cowbell need to do from here to get back into this game and kind of build a lead for themselves?
Get some pickoffs, I would say, first and foremost. I like to see Kane gank a little bit more. He seems to be acting a little more front line than we've seen Kane succeed in as in the LCUS in the past. But yeah, I'd like to see Scion be involved in more fights rather than having to come into fights like he's kind of doing now. So Scion positioning, Kane being the sneaky stabby that he's supposed to be, and just catching people out.
Meanwhile, the train is
Has left the
Taking-
station.
taking a little detour. Besides, he doesn't want to be there.
Unfortunately, that means he's not going to be able to train into this team fight. Might be able to get this. Should be able to get the Ziggs here. Kind of keep on the Ziggs. Get the Zac here. Maybe not though. Oh, no, they do. No, he
Kane
did
goes
not.
down
He
to
gets-
the meat grinder.
He gets away with 8 hit points. Knowing Truffle, though, he's probably got to come back in.
Fowler does go down for his aggressive engage. I don't agree with the engagement after the kill on the Kane. He gets the meat grinder kill, and then he flashes to try to get someone else, but ends up just dying for his troubles.
All right, so 2 for 2. I mean that went about as well as Cowbell could have hoped. Next dragon is an Infernal, but that's still 90 seconds away. Ace is pretty weak down here, though. I like this rotation quite a bit. Shame the turret isn't down.
Yeah, and the important thing here for Cowbell is any even trade is always in the favor of the team that's behind. Because it gives them a little bit more gold to get back into the game, get some more items, and have a better chance at engaging a little bit better the next time.
I would have liked to see Brandana hold on to her ward, or the ward, I should say, until they were a little bit closer. Maybe could have tried to snipe that Rise. Lack of vision, of course, really hurting Cowbell here because they're not seeing this Baron. They must assume it's going on, and they do. Kane just gets obliterated, though, thanks to the ward that's there.
They need to hit the Scryer's Bloom if they want a chance to steal this, or they can just do that. Good attempt there by the Ziggs.
Yeah,
but
he got really close. But good job by Truffle just preventing the Kane from doing anything with that.
Oof. That snipe almost taking out the Sivir. Would have died if she didn't spell shield the bomb a little bit earlier. And it looks like Cowbell are just gonna try to take up their consolation prize of Dragon. While Ace is split pushing in the bot lane. Might get collapsed on after this Dragon, or he might just get the tower.
There is no vision, though. So, I mean, they do know it's happening because they don't know where the rest of the team is. But there's a lot of damage that Ziggs and Caitlyn can put down.
And they confirm with the Farsight trinket that it is being taken down, and then the dragon screams saying, "Hey, get away from me."
Alright, so good job by Cowbell staying in this, down by about 5k. Not quite insurmountable just yet.
They're gonna get a free tower in the mid lane though.
Yeah, it looks like they're just
And-
doing a 5-man down mid lane.
Looks
Or
like they're going to rotate to the top
yeah,
lane
they're going
since
top.
they have a wave coming in.
Well, we'll have
And
to see.
Cowbell slow to react on this.
See how they answer. This is probably going to be the first real team fight that these teams have had, so let's see how it works out. Sion getting some good initiation there, probably saving his ult for a few seconds here, but staying in the front line. Kane gets absolutely deleted. That's unfortunate to see.
He doesn't even get his ult off, so that's a lot of damage potential missing
Yeah,
from him.
and with both Tom Kench and Sion at, like, you know, 2/3 and half health respectively, that's a lot of durability they're missing. Good shield coming in, good ult there, saving the Sion for some reason, but gets deleted nonetheless. Urgot gets taken out by a good ult there. Sion should get the Zac. Nope. Really good Janna ult, saves him. Rise going for more. Ziggs flashes. Throws down his prison. Might be able to get the Rise. Does get the Rise, dies in the process. Kate walks right into that Sivir Blade, and that's the end of that. Kane comes back. Kane, what are you doing? Kane, what are you doing? You're not that strong. Kane,
Didn't get the ult off again.
yeah, Kane is just really underleveled right now. Level 11, I believe, against everyone else more than that. Even the Janna is a higher level than him. That's unfortunate. Not a great first showing for Kane in this split.
And Kane's kind of one of those champions that you have to get ahead early if you want to be super impactful, otherwise you kind of have to really farm your way up to your items. And right now he is 800 gold behind the Zac, so he is definitely not being as impactful as he'd like to be.
Yeah, I remember when they announced Zac or Kane as a champion. They said you gotta get early to get your form and all that other stuff. And he did get his form rather quickly. He just hasn't been very impactful when he's been engaged.
There's a 10,000 gold deficit in favor of option 12.
Yeah.
They're just playing this game so well and moving around the map so well as a team, and it's just hard for Cowbell to keep up.
Yeah,
This tower's gonna fall in favor of option 12 again.
I think it's because both the speed that Janna provides with her passive, as well as Ace's, I don't necessarily want to say comfort, but let's say aggressive tendencies when using Rise, are really working very well in tandem with how aggressive Sivir and Zac are as well. They're just very...
Well, it's just, yeah, this is just a very aggressive team because Prowler loves to play super aggressive with this Urgot as well. Sivir going down in the mid lane alone.
Yeah, good job
Actually,
there.
soon to follow.
Good job there by the Kane. This could be what Cowbell needs to get into it. Shame there aren't any Dragon or Baron objectives to take advantage of. Prowler does have Flash, so does manage to get out there.
Nice flash over
But
the wall.
Caitlyn's there.
Caitlyn finishes him off.
Caitlyn versus Rise.
Ace gets the kill on the Ziggs, but some really nice footwork from the Caitlyn allows her to take down the Rise.
And that's an ace.
then really well done by Cowbell. And maybe a little bit of option 12 overreaching in this, but definitely well done by Cowbell nonetheless. A huge fight for them, and might just be the turning point for the game for them.
Well, it will give them some momentum to be sure. I don't think they're going to be able to capitalize just because of the pushing super minions. But we'll see. Like I said, it's a shame there was no dragon up for them to turn and take or anything like that. That would have helped them a great deal.
Absolutely, but a couple more very nice picks, like that pick on the Sivir, and they're right back in this game.
Yeah, we'll have to see. So moving here, we'll see who gets picked off next, for lack of a better better prediction. Because I mean that's what Cowbell really needs to do here. we'll see as they're moving through. Scion probably doesn't want to get picked off here, but does seem to feel a little trapped. And we're moving. Yeah, a lot of positioning here. Kane maybe a little too far forward. Maybe a little overexcited. Now he's level 13. Old enough to attend high school. Feels important.
And it looks like they're trying to be a little aggressive to find a pick.
Do get the dragon. So now 2 Cloud Drakes on top of all their other movement speed enhancing abilities. That's insane.
Option 12 takes down the dragon and just transitions to the bot lane for whatever pressure they want to assert.
Yeah, and with Scion
Nice pick onto the Caitlyn.
and Kane completely out of position.
And that's the inhib going down, and this just might be the game here.
Yeah, I think it will be. Scion trying to get some disruption on there, but just doesn't have the support. He just pulls all the way across the map into the grinder. Good job by Janna really countering that passive. And yeah, that's an ace, and that's going to be game.
Really well done by Option 12 here.
Yeah, it was a night of 2 O's. And congratulations to Option 12 for finishing that finishing very decisively that last game and asserting themselves for sure. All right, let's just really quick, since we like looking at damage graphs here, I guess. In ADC, it was actually top this time. Sivir with 36k, almost 37.
And Sever with that ricochet on her W is just so nice to, I don't want to say inflate the damage stats, but just do so much damage in team fights especially.
Mm-hmm. And then Rise and Ziggs were 3rd and 2nd place, respectively. All right, excellent. So let's just get a reaction here, Carrot. What do you think about how that worked out for Option 12? What would you like to see Cowbell do differently?
I'd like to see Cowbell just try to act a little bit more cohesively as a team. They're not super lacking in their early game, especially the Scion was really strong, overpowering the Urgot, and in the previous game, the matchup was a little back and forth. But it looks like they're doing the right things in their map movements and stuff. They're just not working together as much of a team as they'd like to be.
Yeah, I would agree with that, especially toward the end of the game. I just would have liked to see Scion involved in more fights. It's always so unfortunate when your top laner or your jungler or someone else doesn't happen to be in the fight, so you end up fighting 4v5 or just a man down. We do have a interview here really quick with Trufflesaurus, so we'll move into the interview room. Hey, Truffle.
Hey, how's it going?
Going all right. Not as well as going for you, though.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. The life of a caster can be full of fame and glory.
Well, we figured we'd chat with you since we did open this set of games with an interview with you. You did keep your word and play good Zac games, so well done with that.
Thank you. I try my best.
Yeah, a lot of little too much aggression there for the blood pressure that we try to maintain here.
Look, I was trying to make it a bloodbath, right? Sometimes it has to be my own blood. It's fine. It's all good.
Yeah, you got out alive. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
All right, Arcane, you wanna hit Truffle up with a question or two?
Looking at this split, you guys have been doing so well as a team, even when you get behind a little bit in some of the early games. What's kind of helping out you guys kind of keep cool or whatever through those deficits and just keep trucking and move on to the late game?
Well, really, it's the whole team. It's Jared with his cool and calm shot calling. Prowler, Alex is always working to set up the split push and alleviate pressure, and we all keep a real positive attitude and sort of cheer each other up. For example, in these games, Prowler was receiving a lot of focus, and we were just like, "Hey, man, thanks for taking that pressure. We appreciate it, man. We're gonna get something elsewhere," and we kind of maintain that attitude.
Yeah, it's always really important to help sit through that pressure and just allow your team to take advantage of that on the rest of the map, allow your jungle to really help the rest of the map and get ahead in other lanes. So that was really well done by you guys. Some really impressive games, especially with some of the back and forth early games. But it seemed like once you guys kind of got a hold of what you wanted to do for the game, you guys kind of slowly worked your way through the game and closed it out.
Yeah, definitely, definitely close things out quickly. You get to watch the last 3 minutes of the game in the cast, and so I always love turning it on and watching us close out a game or lose as it may be. But what I noticed in this last one is that we turned on, we put the pressure down quickly in the end.
Yeah, that last team comp you guys had, was that intentional? A team that was all just very much rushed down with Sivir and Janna and just how ace plays rise?
Uh, we were we realized that was a strength of the comp, but we actually designed the comp more for the laning phase in mind, actually. But once we realized once our comp was starting to take form, we realized that that was going to be a big strength, and we tried to play towards it.
Awesome.
Well, congratulations on the 2-0 today. Moves you guys tied with White Wolf for first place, moving into that nice show match at the start of the day next week.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Same here. I do want to throw one shout out to Team Cowbell, or more Cowbell as it might be. They played a great game. It was super close, even at the end when we were trying to close things out. They played really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they certainly did. They definitely had some pretty good map movements and stuff, but you guys just had a little bit more of an edge and were able to work the map a little bit better, and they just couldn't deal with the deficit at one point.
Yeah, I'm really hoping to see how well they managed to take the success they had in that first game and apply it in other matches, because I think they have a lot of potential there.
It does look like we have an exciting 2 weeks left of the split, so
Yeah, most definitely. I have the old standings up, and not much has changed. Option 12, White Wolf and Northern Storm did manage to win all their games, so they'll be moving up by 3 points each, whereas Triple Strike, Take the Land, and Cowbell are more or less staying where they are. Um, so same placements, different numbers, and hopefully next week that'll shake that up. But yeah, once again, Truffle, thank you for the interview you did with Sig earlier. Thanks for the great games today, and hope to see more of that next week.
Perfect. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right. So just to close out the night, once again, thank you to our guest caster, Arcane Soda. Hopefully, get to see you back here again sometime.
pleasure to be here.
And thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you for liking, subscribing. Twitch Prime subscriptions, as we said, do refresh every month, so feel free to reapply those if you haven't. Check out YouTube if you missed any of the games. And from all us here at the GMA Gaming for the LCUS, one more time, thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a good night and a good week, and we'll see you back here soon, either on Wednesday for gym class feeders or next week Sunday. Have a good night.